actually the God's plan for man's evolution, they say. Again, I would like to recall one incident which happened. I had mentioned it earlier at some other fora, but I would like to recall this incident which happened directly in the divine presence, where I was thickly involved. It was one Sunday, and then Bhagwan came for darshan in the evening. Morning he had not come, and then he came in the evening, and then we were all happy to have his darshan. He came and then sat in the Saikiloth hall just before evening bhajans. And everyone was waiting, and then we were very happily enjoying Bhagwan's darshan. And suddenly Swami called, "Bring prasadam." And then I was then the warden of the hostel, senior university students hostel. Whenever Swami calls for prasadam, I also get up because Swami said, "That's your duty." So I would go and then stand near the car shed of the gents side of Saikiloth hall and make sure that everything comes, and then the students distribute Swami's love in the form of prasadam to everyone. And then the basins were taken to Swami. Swami blesses the first few basins of prasadam, and then they started distributing. And there is actually a heavy rush, when Swami calls them, because first 3 boys will get a chance to go near to Swami and then get very near to his physical proximity, very near to him. So 3 boys got the prasadam blessed, and they started distributing. And then I was just standing there watching to see that everyone gets their prasadam. Swami was enjoying the scene, and then all boys were distributing because Swami called, and that too suddenly, number of students got up, so prasadam distribution from the gent side got over very, very fast. So, and then that day, there were many, being Sunday, many devotees were there from nearby places. On Sundays, crowd is usually bigger. And then there were devotees visiting the Rama statue area of Saikiloth hall also. After everything was over, Swami saw me standing there. Swami said, prasadam was given to those devotees sitting near the Rama statue. We have sent the students there because seeing the devotees sitting there. And then I knew that boys had gone. I said, yes, Swami, I had gone to him, and then said, Swami, yes, we had sent the prasadam to Rama's devotees sitting near the Rama statue. Then he was again watching. Everyone was enjoying the serenity and then Swami's darshan. Students started coming back after completing the distribution in Saikiloth hall, right from the farther end of the Saikiloth hall and also from the Rama statue. Everybody was coming back. After 2 or 3 students came back, Swami called one boy who was coming with the empty basin. Then he came, and then Swami asked, "Have you distributed to everyone?" He said, "Yes, Swami." He was very happy that Swami called him. I said, "Yes, Swami, I have distributed to everyone," because everyone, there's section leaders who take care of every part of the Saikiloth hall. So they said, "Go back," and that's why they were all coming back. So he was sure that prasadam was distributed. And then after some time again, somebody was coming the other side of the Saikiloth hall. Swami called him again. This boy was also very happy. Swami said, "Have you distributed to everyone?" He said, "Yes, Swami, we distributed to everyone," and took Padnamaskar and then had gone. Third boy Swami called once again, and then he also was very happy. And boys were actually waiting to see and then walking with that empty vessels, hoping that Swami would call them also and then give that proximity and a Padnamaskar. And then after almost everyone had come back. And then I was just watching Swami asking these boys and just observing that. And then seeing me, Swami asked me, he said, "Have they distributed to everyone?" I was really, taken aback because we've seen it. And then Swami asking for this one was happening in front of everyone, all the students and all the devotees. And then everybody could make out. Swami said, "Have you distributed to every devotee?" I said, "Yes, Swami." And then immediately said, "Yes, Swami, I'll just find out." And when, invariably, I had earlier got number of times my ears were twisted by Bhagwan for making sure that it was not distributed properly, and then few students will be left out or few devotees would be left out, and then Swami would point that out to me. He said, as a warden, you should take care of that. Should train the students to see that proper distribution happens. So I said, Swami, I will go. And then usually, they were very first few front rows will be left out. I thought Swami would have seen them, and that's why he was asking. So I went and asked, said, have you all got? I said, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then I went to the other side, devotee side in the front, very near to the students. Came back and reported, Swami, we have distributed to everyone. He said, Chudu Malli, go once again inquire. I was really perplexed. And it was taking almost 10 minutes for a whole thing. This entire episode was happening in front of everyone. Then I said there must have been something wrong. And then I went to the devotee side, the other side where Swami walks, and then raised my voice. I said, have you all received Swami's prasadam? When I raised my voice, one devotee, 1.1, the first person who was sitting, he suddenly got up. He was a foreigner from Iran. And then he sort of got up. He saw me like this and then like this. I was almost angry. I was angry. Said, Swami was asking the students, and then everybody was seeing this one. He said, have you not received prasadam? He said, no, sir. Then I, of course, immediately told somebody to get it, but then I almost said, why have you not asked? Almost the curt tone. Why have you not asked? I believe in India it is said, prasadam can be demanded. You have the right to demand prasadam. Of course, only one prasadam, not number of prasadams. Okay. Said, why did you not ask? Because all the boys were going round when Swami was asking this one to see whether, anybody was left out. Then he just didn't say anything. And then he just kept quiet like that only. And then meanwhile the prasadam Bhavani came, and then we gave the prasadam. And then the story did not end there. I went back to Swami. I said, Swami, please pardon, because the students have left few people. Cheppanu kada, dunnapota. I've told you, he was right in the front. Okay, the story did not end there. Then bhajans got over. We all went out. And then this person was standing near the post box, near the East Prashanti, where the psychoanalyst side. And then we used to leave our sandals there. So I went to wear my sandals, and then he saw me. He said, Sai Ram, sir. Then I said, Sai Ram. Then I recognized him. I said, sir, why did you not ask? Then he started crying. And then it was for me, Swami was teaching the lesson. I said, what happened? He said, sir, today was our culture's New Year's Day, the Persian New Year's Day. So I wanted to fast. I wanted to fast and break my fast only after having Swami's darshan. Morning Swami had not come. So I was waiting for Swami, and when Swami came in the evening, very late Swami came, 5:15 came, so I was ecstatic. I was doing my prayers. His name was Muhammad. And I was doing my prayers, and I was so happy that Swami had come. And then I was so fixed on Swami's form, even though he was sitting right in the front, he did not see anybody else. His gaze was fixed only on Swami. And so, sir, I did not see your student even distributing prasadam. I was humbled. I said, this is the one, the prayer, the connection between the devotee and the Lord had made the Lord ask and make sure that he gets his prasadam on the New Year's Day. So, and it was my time. I apologized him profusely. I said, sorry for being curt. I was upset because our student had number of times they went there, and you were sitting right in the front. I'm very sorry, sir. He said, no, sir. It is Swami's prasadam for me. I decided I will not break my fast unless I have Swami's darshan. And that is the devotion which the devotee has, and that is the response which Bhagwan gives to every devotee. The seva, when we are actually doing, we should be aware that we are serving the devotees of the Lord. Every single act which we do, it gets transformed into worship if we have this bhavam. Swami says these activities are to be connected to the love. You know, he says that you will not get water in the tap unless the tap is connected to the source, the tank, which has a regular water supply. And then